Hey folks, BlackCross here. Welcome to Cross Gaming News. It's been a while since I've done this entry of videos where I basically talk about multiple stuff in a very small video, per se. And there's a lot to talk about, and mostly involving probably what will eventually come up to be the Tokyo Game Show, which will be happening on September 20th through the 23rd. Which, there's a lot to talk about. Aside from the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer got released, and from what they're saying, this is technically the short version, which is to be expected, and that the full trailer will be released on the 18th of this month. Meaning that within the next week, we will be receiving another Kingdom Hearts trailer, being a bigger one. And there's a lot going on when it comes to that trailer, and there's been like rumors and speculation that's going on in terms of story, which I'm not going to talk about in this video per se, but instead, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that's going on as of right now. Now, we've got 3 Square Enix news and 1 Nintendo news, and I want to bring up the Nintendo news for a reason, but we'll get to that in just a sec. But let's talk about, can't believe I'm bringing up the subject, Kingdom Hearts VR. Yes, even I was as shocked as any other fan of Kingdom Hearts to know that we're getting a VR experience for it. Just never thought I would use the phrase Kingdom Hearts VR experience in the same sentence. You don't think that, you really don't. But according to what's been stated in terms of like what this VR experience is going to be, it's basically like a 10-15 minute type experience where you'll get to unlock special content. Now, what's funny is that they didn't go into detail as to what the special content is, much less what all you're going to be doing in the Kingdom Hearts experience. But from what has been stated is that you get to listen to like some music that's from Kingdom Hearts, a bunch of like scenes that's regarding to the Kingdom Hearts series from like 1 all the way to Dream Drop Distance. And then of course, the biggest thing that caught my eye was that you were battling Heartlesses with a virtual keyblade. I'm like, knowing that much, I have to get it now, you know? But there is some good news, is that if you have the PlayStation VR by chance, it is going to be available for free. Now, technically it's not available as of right now, but if I had to take a wild guess, because of the fact that it is free to download, you should be able to get it probably after the Tokyo Game Show event, per se, but they haven't confirmed when it's supposed to be released. As of right now, it is unknown, but the fact that they started on the PlayStation VR with Kingdom Hearts, it's one of those things where it's like, I wonder what this special content we get. Now, technically there's a bunch of stuff that's going on in terms of like Kingdom Hearts 3, particularly from Union Cross. Now, technically there's an event where if you're at the top rank in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, you will get the special Starling Keyblade, which is basically your starting Keyblade weapon that you get, and you get to have that into Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm supposing it's like the Star Seeker PlayStation look and the Xbox look. It's just cosmetic, which switches out the Kingdom Key and turns it into what it looks like. So chances are the PlayStation VR will also probably have something similar to that, but who's to say? But knowing this much, it's like, so in other words, I have to spend probably $300 just to get the VR headset. I don't remember how much just for the headset and the Move controllers are, but I think it's somewhere around $300. So it's like $300 for just the one. But then again, there are a couple of PlayStation VR games that I did have interest in. So chances are it's like, maybe that makes it more of a reason for me to get it. It's funny of how like Kingdom Hearts is the one drive to get every other console. Like if it wasn't for Kingdom Hearts, I probably wouldn't have gotten the Game Boy Advance or the freaking PSP for that matter. So it's one of those things where it's like, because of Kingdom Hearts, I've gotten to other systems to begin with. And I'm sure for a bunch of Kingdom Hearts fans out there, they would agree with that. They would not have gotten the systems they've gotten now had it not been for the fact that they had Kingdom Hearts to go with and stuff like that. So the next thing that's going to be talked about right now, which is the one that's actually the most interesting, is The Last Remnant. Now, technically this was an Xbox 360 exclusive that was released about, according to what people stated, 10 years ago, which on one end, it didn't feel like it's been that long, but on the other end, I guess it's been that long. I just never really thought of it. But that game is going to be released as a remastered. But here's the weird thing. It's not going to be released for Xbox One. No. It's going to get an exclusive release for the PlayStation 4. I find this weird that a game that was released for Xbox 360 is not going to be remastered for Xbox One, but for its competitor. I'm not saying it's wrong, but the last time we've had like an Xbox 360 exclusive game being remastered, which was I think the game's called Chaos Fox XD or something. That one's being remastered, and it's being released for Xbox One and PS4, and I think for PC if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure. But that was an Xbox 360 exclusive to begin with, and so it's being released for both consoles. However, though, The Last Remnant, on the other hand, it's only being released for the PlayStation 4. So it's like, this is weird, and it's like, what's going on with Microsoft right now? I mean, I get that they're more or less concentrating on other properties and stuff like that, but they're kind of screwing a lot of gamers off. I mean, there's a lot of people that are ticked off at the fact that they're not getting Spider-Man, for that matter. And I know back when God of War came out, they were still slightly ticked off. So it's like, Microsoft, you're messing up again. What's going on? I mean, I'm not dissing you guys, but your business strategy is not working very well, is it? And then, of course, let's not forget that Last Remnant is going to be released in December 6th of this year. So it's going to be a relatively on-time Christmas gift. So if anyone's looking forward to having The Last Remnant for PlayStation 4, guess what? You get to have it for Christmas. Yay! Speaking of Square Enix having releases and everything like that, there is another remaster that's going to be made. Yeah, 2 remasters from Square Enix, which I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess it means that more people get to replay these games that they hadn't had a chance before. But this one in particular is even more interesting, mostly because this one is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Now technically this game got released for the GameCube several years ago, but what's more interesting is that when you think about it, you would think that it would get re-released for the Nintendo Switch, which it is. It's being released for the Nintendo Switch. But it's also getting a release on the PlayStation 4 as well. So both consoles are going to get a physical, I imagine a physical release, I hope, of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. What doesn't make sense is that, for some reason, even though they're being released on both consoles, as far as I know, there's no confirmation that they're going to feature like a cross-play type thing, because of the whole Fortnite situation that we've had so far in the last couple of months. So, but then again, it doesn't really bother me that much. If I do play games on the PlayStation, chances are I'm playing it with other people who have a PlayStation 4. So it's not really a big deal for me, but I imagine for other people that are like massively competitive gamers who have Fortnite and, like, for example, Overwatch and stuff, it makes sense, but still to that degree. But that's not the biggest thing that makes it more interesting as to like why you would want to get Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. If you remember, this game came out for the GameCube, which means the only way you could play this properly is if you had 4 Game Boy Advances as well as the Game Boy Advance adapters, which hooks into your GameCube port controller, and there you go. If you don't know how that works out, you should watch a video. My brother Delmar recently done a review on Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures, which in that one does the same thing, where you have to have 4 individual Game Boy Advance Game Boy Advances as well as the cable to go with them. And this is to where that way you have field of vision as to what you're doing, and that way the other 3 will know what they're doing on their end. So to see that it's being released for the Nintendo Switch as well as for PlayStation 4, it means we have online capability, which also means that better field of vision of being able to do the multiplayer stuff. So that's good news to hear that it's getting remastered. As to like when that one's supposed to be released, it's supposed to be released in 2019. When, that is unknown at the moment right now, but who's to say if it's going to be like early spring or sometime in the middle of the year. We'll find out for sure. And now, speaking of Nintendo for that matter, I want to go ahead and bring this particular subject up because the thing is, I don't have a Nintendo Switch. My brother does. But due to the fact that he is most likely going to be playing it on times that I'll probably be playing it, I really don't want to rob him of the Nintendo Switch per se. So I'm thinking about getting my own. And at first I didn't know if I wanted to wait long enough or whatever. But apparently we now have a new Nintendo Switch variant. Ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee editions are fixing to come out within the next little bit. Well, we now have a Nintendo Switch variant in regards to Pokemon Let's Go. The following photos you see right now is that of the skin variant when it comes to Pokemon Let's Go, featuring both Pikachu and Eevee. So it's not just one or the other, it's both. In fact, I like the Joy-Cons where one side is brown and tan and the other one is yellow and black. It definitely fits the color theme. So if I ended up getting a Nintendo Switch, I'll probably end up getting that, really. And I just like the look. Plus, I like Eevee. He's my favorite. Oh, I'm still rolling. Oh shit. But that was a lot of news to talk about in just a short amount of time. These are just things that I thought was interesting. Especially the Kingdom Hearts VR. That was something I was not expecting to see anytime soon. But to see it actually happen, that means that Square Enix as well as Disney is trying to push Kingdom Hearts for as far as they can. And it seems to be working. The fact that I'm wanting to get a PlayStation VR headset is obviously a bestseller in some way. And then of course to know that The Last Remnant as well as Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles are both getting releases for the PlayStation 4 is pretty interesting on its own. And then of course, like I said, the Nintendo Switch color variant when featuring Pokemon Let's Go, I like it. I like it a lot. So anyway though guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. Which of the news have you been more interested in? And if there are any particular interesting news that you want me to talk about, I'll try to get to those as soon as I can. Hopefully by the time Tokyo Game Show comes around, there'll be a lot more to talk about, as well as to see if there's any future updates that's going on. So we'll find out for sure. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, this is BlackCross signing off. See you later, guys.